Should I start singing? I'm gonna start singing. I'm back and I'm better. Okay, welcome back. Because if you were here like 30 minutes ago, and I'm actually a little bit early than I said I'd be. What time is it? 5:51. I just get too excited. I turned my laptop back on. It quieted down. It's not stressed. I gave it some time to chill, and now I'm back. So welcome to the No Bull Podcast, or welcome back to the No Bull Podcast, or welcome back from the stream that happened like 20-something minutes ago. I'm your host, Brianna Bull, and I'm bringing you everything basketball. And remember, if you know bull, you know ball. Let's get into it. So, before we left off in the last stream, I was talking about the most recent trade, the breaking news. Brittany Sykes is now on the Seattle Storm. Please go and look at my previous live stream as I started off talking a little bit more about that. This stream, before it hit 7 o'clock, because we got 5 WNBA games slated tonight. Go ahead and check that out. Oops, let me plug in my phone though. Hold on. This phone dies really quickly. Okay. We're good? There's so many moving pieces. But I love it though. It's part of the game. Yeah. Okay. So, one thing though I do want to point out is I do have a Ko-fi up and running. If you want to make any donations, show me any type of support, any type of love, go ahead. I linked my Ko-fi in the description I don't think it's actually in my bio of my page. I don't think it's in the bio of my page. Wait, one thing I didn't check though is the echo. Might have been echoing this entire time. Let me check. Breathe down bad. Hold on. No, we're good to go. Wonderful. Yeah. Go check out my Ko-fi, which gives you membership tiers to the Discord that I also created, and then or you could just donate if you want. I also have Discord channel spots where it's totally free. And once I get my other iPhone back, I'll be able to monitor that. I'm getting mods. Slowly but surely, I'm trying to build this thing up. But again, it's about basketball, and I don't want to move away from that because I'm a perfectionist. And if I start seeing all these moving pieces or I get overwhelmed, I would have to intentionally work hard to ground myself in why I started this in the first place. It wasn't to get a whole bunch of followers. It wasn't to make a whole bunch of money. It was to talk about the love of the game, to have fun conversations with new people every day or the same people, just to talk about basketball. So let us, and like I said in the last stream, if I start to veer away from that, hold me accountable. I'm not trying to sell my soul out here in these streets, man. I've come close to doing that before. I'm not doing it again. Okay, so we left off just kind of talking about the trade. We were talking specifically about the trades in general for the WNBA and what that looks like. Okay, let's see. All right, so like I said in my previous stream, if you're here new, you didn't see the last one, I'm just going to reiterate really quickly how the difference between like WNBA and NBA when it comes to trades. And first of all, it's only 13 teams in the league right now. Let's start there. Second, there's such thing as a hard cap and a soft cap. So and we're talking about salary caps. In the NBA, they go off like a soft cap, meaning they can go over their limit just a little bit. But whereas though in the WNBA, it is a hard cap. You can't even go over the limit by like a penny. You just can't. They won't allow it. Also, when the trades are like happening, it's more so off of handshakes. And then to finally talk, like, to add on to all these limits and restrictions that the WNBA has, there's a restriction on trading draft picks. So if you have like the Dallas Wings, for example, have a 2028 first round pick, they cannot leverage that because we are still in 2025 season. They have to wait. It looks like they only go as far as 2 years. So you can trade for the 2027, but you can't trade 2028. So that leaves a lot on the table, essentially, or it just doesn't leave a lot of room for people to grow, or like not grow, like to move around and navigate and make trades. But ahead of Thursday's deadline, which is Thursday, August 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern time, is the trade deadline for the WNBA. There have been analysts who have been trying to make predictions based on the salary cap of the teams, and who is up for grabs contract wise and what could possibly happen. So we had the Brittany Sykes and Alicia shocker. Was it a shocker? I don't know. I was shocked. We have that. Let us take a look at each team and where they stand. And then after we do that, we will head into predictions for tonight's games. The 5 games we have on the docket, starting at 7 p.m. and the latest game at 10 p.m. So, let's get into it. Just remember, if you know bull, you know ball. Okay. Yeah. There's J. Cole. Let's go ahead and reset that. Nice. Okay. So, I'll make this a little bit bigger. Welcome back to the chat, the 6'8" Aquarius. I appreciate your kindness and support, and I do look forward to the collaboration. All right, so we'll start the Atlanta Dream. Looks like just based off of the first one, they're going in alphabetical order. Atlanta Dream, they have no open roster spots. You can only have 12. They have a $20,000 cap space. Right now, they're a buyer. They're not looking to shop anybody around. Marina Mayberry, she's somebody who's currently hurt, and she was on the Connecticut Sun. Then you got Rachel Banham, she on the Chicago Sky. And then you got Rebecca Allen, also on the Chicago Sky. Am I tripping on where all those ladies stand? I don't really see why we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I don't think Atlanta needs to change anybody on their team. They might benefit from getting rid of Brittany Griner. That's just my own personal bias. But what they really need to do is take whatever cap space they got and whatever contract they got them coaches on and rework that and get new coaching. They don't need to change nobody on their team. So let's just keep moving. Chicago Sky, they are in the toilet, bro. So here's some possible trade options. And to see Kia Nurse on there makes me happy too, because Kia, I'm pretty sure she had high hopes, but her being a veteran and how they've used her coming off the bench and all this other stuff, like, I'm not saying she's a great like start player. I don't like how they've been using her, and I feel like she's like one of those people like that. She's like the janitor. She got to pick up with all the other trash that everybody else is doing. I don't like that for her. She's more valuable than what they've been doing with her. And now they got all these injuries and whatever else is going on, and everything just seems to be falling back on her. I don't like that. So it looks like they're more of in a selling space where they're like, hey, we could just rebuild. Let's go ahead and fire that coach too. Let's go ahead and get him out of here. I don't like him. They were buyers in the offseason. Now they had the most disappointing season ever. I've been seeing a lot of comments about it. People are wilding out about the Chicago Sky right now. And especially after this All-Star break. They don't have any open roster spots. They only got 27,000 cap space. but they have all these people up on the block. Free Kia Nurse, man. Free her. Let's move on. Also, before we do move on, I feel like the injury has a lot to do with this decision as well. Like with Angel Reese hurt, is Ariel Atkins back? We gotta look at the injury reports. I think I saw somewhere someone said Ariel's coming back or whatever. She was day to day yesterday. We gotta see what's happening today. But and also Angel was day to day, and it's been comments. It's like, okay, if you sit her, your viewership's going to go down. Nobody's going to want to come to the games, which means less money in y'all pockets. If you play her, there's a chance she gets hurt, and there's really no reason to play because y'all so far down the toilet, it's like no hope. Let me just check the chat real quick because I see the chat popping off a little bit. I want to see what y'all think. Welcome back, Simply Ballin'. Glad to see you in the chat. Because you was in my previous stream. You saw my struggles. You see we have improved. I'm back and I'm better. Okay. It says, do you think the dream coach... Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, 6'8" Aquarius said, do you think the dream coach could win Coach of the Year? No. Why would you think that? Not saying you think that, but no. As many games as they lost down the wire... Absolutely not. They've been outcoached numerous occasions by various different teams. No, I don't think they should win Coach of the Year. Chicago needs to make a move. They do. And I feel like this is going to really determine what kind of front office they got going on. And don't let Angel Reese start hating being there. Because you see the big following that she has. The Sky could be in trouble if Angel Reese don't want to be there no more. Don't let it be a controversy or a big thing. It's going to be a big deal. And it's going to tarnish this team and its reputation if they don't do something this year. Just do something. Don't be like the Warriors in the offseason. Ariel, Simply Ballin' said Ariel is back tonight. What's good, Scotty boy? Welcome to the chat. You said you here for the locks. We'll see. He took an 8th seed to the top 3. The Dream and made the biggest improvement from last year. Man Down Sports said the Sky don't have a real direction. They made personal decisions to build their team. Firing Spoon and let Kennedy go was dumb. Well, going back to the Dream comment. I don't know why I'm struggling with giving him the credit for that. Because the type of system that they have is obviously he has the talent. So I guess for me, I'm looking at the talent that he has and I feel like, and you look at the East Coast as a whole, and the next best team is the Indiana Fever behind them. I just feel as though I don't know. There's too many other factors involved for me to just... I hear what you're saying going from 8th to 3rd, but I think that has more so to do with the players than it does the coach. Because the system that they have requires them to score a lot of points. If you look at the average points per game for a WNBA team, it's around 80-something. And the Dream is one of those teams that are going to score a lot of points. And I feel like it has to do is because nobody can really stop their guards. I don't think it has to do with the actual system that they're in. And so when games get close and they get tough, you see their system fall apart because they're relying too heavily on their talent alone. And that's not going to get it done. But I would love to see them go far in the playoffs. They've grown on me. Their guards have really grown on me. And Brianna Jones have grown on me. But we got to see. Okay, let's move on. We talked about Chicago Sky. Okay, Connecticut Sun. They have 0 roster spots. Now look at their cap space. They chilling. They sitting on Big Bank 268. Tina Charles, their leading scorer, their best player on the team. They're saying nobody's expecting them to make it. They're having the worst season in franchise history. There's only one path. So it looks like Marina requested the trade during the offseason, but they refused to grant it. Mayberry's shooting a career worst, but still, like, relax. Shorty is hurt. Her $210,000 salary is just shy of the max, which may make it difficult to find a deal. That makes sense though. The Suns are probably like, that's the thing about the WNBA that we got to think about and consider for these players. We want them to get paid more, but look at the logistics of it. Look at that. If you're a player that's getting paid a lot of money, and then you want to go and you only have a 12-spot roster team, and you don't want to be in that organization no more, what are you going to do? Let's see who else has $268,000 in cap space when you're making a $210,000 salary. Let's see who else can afford this. You see what I'm saying? We gotta, like, I get it. The women are worth more. That's a whole conversation and bag that we could get into, but we gotta really look at the bigger picture. It's a lot of things to consider. Moving on to the Dallas Wings with a $36,000 cap space, but you know what? For them, get rid of Enrique. Get rid of Enrique. And Maisha's been having a great season off the bench. I respect it when Maisha's been contributing. But get rid of Enrique and continue to build your young stars. Be that team that focuses on having first-round picks and rebuilding. You're in a great position. You got one of the best rookies the game has ever seen on your team, Paige. You see what I'm saying? And Enrique, does it say that she makes $249K? Again, trading her could be difficult for multiple reasons. Okay, Golden State Valkyrie, new team, inaugural season with a $295,000 cap space. Probably very rare. This is only the second team I've seen out of all the teams we looked at that has this much cap space. They're in a great position, though, in the playoff standings in general. It says possible fits is Rachel, Aaliyah Edwards, Emily Engstler, and Brittany Sykes, but we know Brittany gone. That's not even going to happen no more. Bro, if they get rid of Tiffany Hayes, I think it's the dumbest thing they've ever done in their life, especially after losing Kayla Thornton. Don't get rid of Monique Billings either. Or Kate Mark. Don't get rid of any of these people. Yo, give them another year together. Kate is a huge liability on defense, though. I am not going to knock that. But they do need front court depth. That's why I was advocating for DeWanna to go here. Because I'm like, if they just had a little bit more, like, bigger guards or bigger forward, like just bigger people in general, this team would be nasty. Losing Kayla Thornton was, man. All right, Indiana. Okay. They need front court depth desperately. Aaliyah and Natasha can't do it all, bro, and they are very liable for fouling. See what you're saying? Who's my coach of the year? I mean, I started watching WNBA in June. Beginning of June. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. A month and a half in, my coach of the year right now, I was saying is the Minnesota Lynx coach. Cheryl. Is that her name? Yeah. Right now. It could change, but that's the only, like, I think they have the best coaching system I've seen. Damn, they in the negatives. Las Vegas Aces are in the negatives. Damn. LA Sparks, they got some money to work with, but I wouldn't be buying or selling. Just keep what you got going on. Minnesota got 41,000. Again, keep what you got going on. Wait, hold on. Yeah. New York Liberty. Satu been dealing with like injuries. I'm kind of just rolling through. $223 is hilarious. I'm sorry. Sheesh. So what's that? 4 teams? That's over 100K? Over 200K? We'll say that. I haven't seen anything less than that. In cap space, out of the 13 teams? Yeah. When we start talking cap space, contracts, front office and stuff, that is my weakness. I don't really pay attention to all that because at the end of the day, it's about basketball. But I know all of that has like a huge impact on the game, unfortunately. Some off-season stuff. But what's up, JT? Welcome back. Scotty Boy said, wait, you just started watching WNBA? Thought you were an expert. I'm an expert with basketball and NBA. I just started getting into the WNBA. Definitely said that from the jump. But when you know basketball, certain things just come easy to you. My thing is, I'm still learning about the league, the players, all of that. So, my expertise just come from knowing the game. Okay. Listen. Last year, it was my first year ever playing, not this last season, but the season before was my first year ever playing fantasy basketball, and I was a champion. Then I came back the second season, and I was a champion again. So, this next season, I will be playing fantasy basketball for the women. And I'm going to be a problem. I already know. I've been locked in. Whew. Okay, so let's talk about these predictions for today. All right. So, Tuesday, August 5th, we had 5 games on the docket. We got, oh, y'all can't even see it. Do main cam? Nah, let's do playback cam. Okay, so we got Dallas Wings at visiting the New York Liberty. We have the Washington Mystics visiting the Chicago Sky. LA Sparks is hosting the Indiana Fever. Phoenix Mercury is hosting the Connecticut Suns. And then probably the prime game tonight, if Nafisa was playing, but she's not. And it's surprising, the game that I really want to talk about just looking at these odds is the Minnesota Lynx versus the Seattle Storm. So it looks like we have out of conference, in conference, out of conference, out of conference. So we only got 2 in-conference games tonight. And the other 3 are out of conference. Let's also pull up the standings while we're at it. We'll go to our handy dandy ESPN.com. We got our stat muse, our WNBA app or website browser, whatever the case may be, we're good to go. All right, let's see. We looked at the standings yesterday. Right now, the Minnesota Lynx sit at the top overall, and in the Western, obviously, and in the Eastern Conference, we have the New York Liberty sitting at the top. And here's the thing: right now, the league is in trouble. And when I say it's in trouble, I'm saying we got Nafisa out, Brianna Stewart out. We got Ryan Howard out. Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese. And others. But those are really, really big names that are sitting out right now. Names that pretty much bring the crowds. If they're not already just like a basketball fan in general, the league viewership is in trouble right now. So we seeing a lot of people having to step up. Without Nafisa, when Nafisa was out for those 4 games last month, they struggled. So I can see why they got it at +2, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But just looking at these standings right now, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, the LA Sparks can sneak in there. Sneak in there, man. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, so we have, let's look at this first game. The odds, I don't really pay attention to the odds unless it's odds where I'm like, whoa. So we probably won't talk odds that are showing from FanDuel, but I always love to look at the need to know. That's my absolute favorite thing to do. And aside from the rankings, because looking at these games and these spread, I mean, we're the people that are trading in the middle are the important games to pay attention to. But none of these people, aside from the Phoenix Mercury, who are playing the Connecticut Suns, there's not. And then we got the LA Sparks, and is it the Indiana Fever they're playing against? So those are the top games that I'm actually looking out for as far as what can impact standings. Maybe even the Storm and the Mystics. But we'll get into that. What I definitely want to make sure we're paying attention to is these injuries. And I'm kind of glad my stream, bright side, looking at the good side of things, that my stream went down when it did. Because now we're a little bit closer to the game at 6:19 p.m. Eastern time. And we could possibly see a more up-to-date WNBA injury thing. But until then, Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty. Now, without Stewie, Sabrina Ionesco was just named. Well, obviously Stewie was playing a little bit in July, but the past 5 games, they're on a 5-game win streak, and Sabrina, in these last 5 games, have managed to score at over 20 points a game. Shorty back like she never left. Now, has her 3-point shot been good? No. She has had amazing field goal percentages, though, and she's bringing home 30, 25, 18, I don't know. We got to look at it. I'm like, damn, shorty, calm down. But I'm glad you're going hard since Stewie is out and Kennedy Burke is out. So, in the Dallas Wings, I think right now, Enrique, what was it say that Enrique was day-to-day? Let's see. Oh, see? Updated. Oh, okay. Yeah, Enrique's good to go. So, right now, they got Maisha, ankle, participating in shoot-around and remains questionable. And then we got Tyisha Harris, who's out for the rest. Tasha, out for the rest of the season. And Maisha, again, coming off the bench. She has a lot of depth to this team. But looks like they got their hitters back. And then for the New York Liberty, Stewie's out. Kennedy Burke's out. And Naya Sabali is out. So it kind of changes it up a little bit. However, the odds don't really agree or match. Dallas leads the league in offensive rebounds per game, while New York Liberty leads the league in fast break points per game. The last time these two teams played each other was a few days ago, and the Dallas Wings beat them by 10. The Dallas Wings just be known to upset people. Let's look at the box score of this last game that they played. My thing is, if we talking about coaches and great coaches, obviously the New York Liberty has a fantastic coach. Wasn't she the coach for the All-Star game this year? Wasn't she one of the coaches, if I'm not mistaken? They're obviously going to make adjustments against this Dallas Wing team. So let's take a look. Maisha was playing too. She only played 13 minutes though. Lee Yaru is probably one of my sleeper big picks. I have, in my opinion, she like top 20 bigs in the league. She had 8 points. She shot 80% from the field goal. She had 7 rebounds. I like it. For 17 minutes, I like it. Then we got Dejanay. Now she got traded, so she's not on that team anymore. And she brought them 17 minutes, and she was shooting 30% from the field. She was 0 for 2. Now she's taking it though. Let's keep that in mind. They lost somebody who's going to take the 3. JJ Cornelly, you know what I love about JJ, and I haven't looked at her stats recently, but when Paige went down, they brought JJ, she started, and then even when Paige came back, she still remained in the starting lineup. She's just a girl, she can score, man. It's hard to stop her. The way she goes downhill is crazy. You would have never guessed she was like 5'7". I don't think she's that tall. Then you got their top players, obviously. Arike, 46% from the field goal, 28% from the 3, 20 points, 14 assists. Obviously, Paige. I'm just looking at Paige stat line, like 20 points, shooting 58% from the field goal, 50% from the 3, 100% from the free throw line. Shorty has 6 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals, and only managed to do it 1 turnover. That's one of my favorite things about Paige. She does not really turn the ball over. She made history a couple weeks ago. She had 30 points and 0 turnovers? Bro. My gosh. Nasty. Okay, let's look at New York Liberty. Why were they struggling? Sabrina only shot 38% from the field, 20% from the 3, 17, 5, and 4. Looked like Stewie was out. Stewie's still out. Yet the house still has them winning. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I like Jonquel Jones. I'm glad she came back. She taking a lot of shots, though. So, I'm guessing Jonquel took a lot of shots because Stewie wasn't there. Stephanie Talbot did really well. See, this is where I struggle with Natasha. 4 points. Natasha gonna have to step it up tonight. You can't go quiet. Now they lost by 10 points. Imagine if Natasha actually scored over 10 points. That's a game changer. With Stewie out, Natasha cannot go. You're playing 32 minutes a game, Natasha. You can't go quiet offensively on us. That's the one thing. Like, Natasha is a great defender. She brings a great energy to the team, but to watch her not be so scoreless sometimes is really frustrating. But I also noticed the games that she scores a lot, they end up losing. So we need to find this happy medium, happy balance. Let's see. Kelsey over? Question mark? What's up, Matthew W? What's Kelsey over mean? Talking about Kelsey Mitchell? Okay. So yeah. Okay, let me go back real quick and see if they have the oh yeah, let me see the Dallas. See, that's another thing about the Dallas Wings. They be hot. Once they hot off the gate, they hot out the gate. Obviously, New York struggled to score in the first quarter. In the second, they didn't start picking it up until the third and the fourth. That's why I feel like it's a possibility they could win tonight because they will make good adjustments. Both benches played a lot, added a lot to the game. Turnovers were around the same, but Dallas Wings managed to capitalize more off the turnovers. And that's surprising if the New York Liberty has the best transition offense in the game, in the W. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing about the WNBA. It's really inconsistent. Really inconsistent. I'm not going to lie. Let me go back. How do I? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, but then the last few times, I mean, this is last year. We don't got to go off that. Let's look at the players, see if they have projected starters. If not, we'll go check ESPN. Okay, nice. They do. So for Dallas, they got Louisa, Paige, Haley, Arike, and JJ. And then for the New York Liberty, we got Jonquel, Emma, Leonie, Natasha, and Sabrina. Oh, but you know what? Looking at this ESPN report, yeah, she is out. She's out. Well, I feel like the Dallas could upset them again tonight. I'm not finna hold y'all. I got faith in the New York Liberty coach to make adjustments. And it's at the New York Liberty. Let's check something real quick. Oh, Kelsey Plum over Paige Beckers is cool. Paige Beckers is better than cool. She's the future. Okay. We got... See, the Dallas Wings, they 1-5 in their last 5 games. And that one they had was against the New York Liberty. I might go with the New York Liberty. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with the New York Liberty. Who y'all got? I got New York Liberty. Looking at like the lines. Let's go back real quick. I put Paige. I don't even know what the lines are right now. I feel like if I log into FanDuel, that's gonna be crazy. See, as far as like giving projections and stuff, I wanted to really save that for the Discord, and that was just something that I would put in the text, not really include in the podcast vibe. I'm still trying to figure myself out. I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. I'm also, or even if you were to just DM me personally and ask me for advice, I'm like more inclined to give that back. But I don't know about incorporating building in, but I will talk about money lines, and I do think that the Liberty will win this game, because what I'm foreseeing here is they're gonna stick Natasha on Paige and put Sabrina on Enrique. Or see, like, the New York Liberty might be bigger. Not even might be. They are bigger. So they might not even start JJ. They might not start JJ. They might bring Lee Yaru and let JJ come off the bench. They might start Lee. That's my guess. I get that this is like projected starters, but I feel like because New York Liberty is so big that I would just rather bring JJ off to give them some spark as opposed to starting her. So if they start Enrique over JJ, that would make a lot more sense. We got Jonquel and Louisa sticking each other. And then possibly Emma, or the New York Liberty could go smaller as opposed to Dallas Wings going bigger. But right now, unless they not going to be in a man-to-man. But I can't imagine them not doing that. So, we'll see. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. We got the Washington Mystics. What time is it? Oh, yeah. We got lock in. Because, well, this game starts at 7. This game doesn't start till 8. Bet. Say less. Okay. Washington allows the second fewest opponent second chance points per game, while Chicago ranks second in offensive rebounds, and we all know why. And that person is day-to-day, Angel Reese, day-to-day. We're not sure if Shorty's going to be playing today. But the last 2 times these teams played each other was in July and in June. So they've seen each other 3 times in the last 2 months. They're in the same conference. And the Mystics beat the Chicago Sky by, is that 7? Then the Mystics beat them again by 2. And then the Mystics beat them again by 20. Okay, so we all know that this is pretty much looks up to date, since we know that Brittany Sykes was traded, so she's not even showing on their projected starters, and this is what they would go with, which makes sense to me. Well, I'm pretty sure like Alicia might play like maybe 8 minutes to 10 minutes. Probably depends on how bad they possibly beat this Sky team, who do not have Angel projected on here, but Angel is showing on this as out. Okay, so Angel is out. Angel will not play tonight. Haley participated in a shoot around but remains questionable. And then Michaela is probable. So going back here, we got Camilla, Rebecca Allen, Michaela, Ariel, and then Rachel Banham. Versus Sug, Jade, Sonya, Kiki, and Shakira. Now, Camilla's going to do everything she can possible to go up against Kiki and Kiki. I mean, Shakira and Kiki. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. All right. I'm glad to see Ariel Atkins back in the starting lineup. Gives them some hope. Gives them some breathing room, some fresh air. You see what I'm saying? But Oh, so Alicia's just not gonna play at all. She's out. She's totally out. Okay. I mean, I just feel like, I still got the Mystics winning, despite Ariel Atkins' return. Especially when it says that, I just think they're a better team without Brittany. And I'm excited to see how they play without Brittany again. I'm not gonna hold you. And Sug is back. Sug's like one of my favorite players. Okay. Let's keep moving on. We have the Indiana Fever and the LA Sparks. They play at 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. With the favorites to win is Indiana. Despite the past few games, the LA Sparks have managed to beat them. For a while, they were just trading wins. Like, the Sparks would win, then the Fever would win. Then the Sparks would win. But then the Sparks won again the last time they saw each other. So, Indiana allows the lowest opponent 3-point field goal percentages. I've said this before. They have great perimeter defense. And then the Los Angeles Sparks rank third in field goal percentage. That's because they had those big trees. Azare, De'Erica, and I'm even going to call Rakia. She's darn near like a tree in the guard world. Okay, so, Isn't Indiana? I think Indiana's on like a huge game win streak. I think they're on like a 4 maybe game win streak. Let's see. Yeah, they're on a 5-game win streak. And they beat the Aces, the Sky, the Phoenix, Dallas, and Seattle. And I would say their biggest opponents in this were Phoenix and Seattle. And then even the Aces, I'll give them that. You see what I'm saying? Especially how much they struggle with beating the Aces in the past. But, I mean, 107 on Phoenix. But the Phoenix, they let 101 go. But still, like, they averaging 89 points right now per game. 22 assists, 10 steals. They're doing it all. Shooting 46% as a team, 38% from the 3. They playing great without Caitlin. But the problem is when they play the Sparks, it's always about the size. And the Sparks capitalize on the fact that Indiana doesn't have that much size. So once they get Natasha in foul trouble and Aaliyah in foul trouble, it's curtains for them. Let me go back real quick. Let's see. But the one thing we haven't looked at yet is Cameron Brink's return. So, they don't even have the projected starters yet. Okay. Let's go to ESPN. In ESPN, we trust. Let's see. We have this is the schedule, but can we see it in a different way? And it's on CBS. I got the League Pass. You should get the League Pass too if you haven't got it already. Oh, maybe if I click on this one. Yeah, I'm going to click on this one and that might take me there. While that loads, I'm going to look at the chat. Fever averaged more turnovers with Caitlin Clark, believe it or not. Oh, no, I believe it. Are you saying without Caitlin, they averaged more turnovers with Caitlin? Believe it or not, without. Are you saying without Caitlin? Or, you're saying like they average, despite how many turnovers she has, they still average less without her. Did not know that. I didn't know you can delete comments. Okay. It's still loading, y'all. Well, one thing I notice is Natasha will turn the ball over. Sometimes I feel like Natasha Howard thinks she has to put the whole entire team on her back, and she doesn't play well thinking like that. Sometimes I'll be seeing her do stuff, and I'll be like, Natasha, you didn't have to do all that. And she'll get down low and just get frazzled, especially against the Sparks. So okay, so for projected for this team, they still don't really have it. Maybe if I go to preview, they might have it there. Nope. But if we're just let's go based off of the last game, because neither team, aside from Cameron, so we'll go based off the last game as far as who's projected to start. Because the only person out in these two teams is Caitlin. So there's that. Now, aside from Cameron Brink, the Sparks, they started Rakia, De'Erica, Azare, Kelsey, and then Julie Almond. Or Almond. Sorry, Julie. And then they had, Ray Burrell come off the bench, Emma Cannon. They definitely go all the way down their list. Now, with Cameron's return, who are they going to sit out? I could see the LA Sparks winning this one. Maybe I'm being biased towards them. But every game that we think Indiana Fever should win, they lose. Plus the LA Sparks are coming off of a really good win against the Seattle Storm at the Seattle Storm in double overtime. Rakia Jackson had 27 points despite NECA scoring 37 points. And I got the Sparks, man. I got the Sparks beating the Fever tonight. So what I say so far, at first I had Dallas beating the New York Liberty. I'm still kind of like deep down in my spirit leaning towards that way, but I wouldn't be surprised if the New York Liberty made adjustments. Did your streaming expire when you least expected? Save the day. Hold on. Using the Bank of America customized cash. There we go. So I mean, there's that. They're still seeming to be bringing Cameron off the bench. She only played 12 minutes the last game. Her minutes could increase. So they'll probably still start Julie, Kelsey, Rakia, Azare, and De'Erica. And all four of them last game had over 20 points. And And then the only person that broke 30 or even 20 points from the Seattle Storm was Nneka. But if you look at the foul trouble, De'Erica was in foul trouble and Kelsey was in foul trouble. But that's normal for Kelsey to be in foul trouble. And even Cameron Brink was in foul trouble. So, I mean, the thing about Boston is if they're playing at the Sparks, we're going to see if they're going to get like a lot of calls or not. But you only have to worry about 2 front court players. Getting them in foul trouble is not difficult for this LA Sparks team. Yeah, I got the Sparks winning. Okay. Let's keep going. Someone said Sparks are making the playoffs for sure. Bro, I'm hoping. Like, I hate to say it. Like, it's not like I want, like, the Mystics to do bad or even the Aces. Because I got a soft spot for the Golden State Valkyries. But since the Sparks are in the West Coast, I gotta target. It's tough, man. It's tough. But I'm saying, like, I really can see them sliding in there and upsetting somebody. But they need this win. They need this win to do it. And so, yeah. Yep, I got the Sparks winning tonight. Wings, Mystics, Sparks. Now, this Connecticut Sun and the Phoenix Mercury game, I'm not really going to cover that. And people laugh at me for not covering it. But I don't care. I'm going to keep moving on. What time is it? Almost 7. Okay. I don't care. I'm not going to, not that I'm going to waste my time. I'm not entertaining that. I'm sorry. Now, this Minnesota Lynx and Seattle Storm game, I do want to talk about that because look at the odds. Like, the fact that I think that's disrespectful. Like, if I was the Minnesota Lynx, I'd look at that and I'd be disrespected. I would feel some type of way, and it would make me play so hard. Every time someone doubts me, I play my best. I remember in the group chat, I was the only female in the group chat, only female that hoops. This is like the hoop group chat when we talk about playing on Sundays. And this one guy texted in the chat and sent a picture and a video of him playing against this girl who went to Coppin State, which is a D1 school in Baltimore. And he was like, she's so nice. Like, she's better. She might be better than you, Bree. She's left-handed. All this other stuff. Like, he's texting in the chat, like, I invited her to our hoop session. She says she's going to come. All this other stuff. And he was like, I got my money on her. And I'm like, and these supposed to be, like, my friends. You feel me? Some of them said that. And then others said, are you crazy? Bree would mop the floor with her. So I'm reading this group chat, not even talking in the chat. I'm acting like I don't see it because all I'm doing in my head is locking in. So Sunday rolls around. Was it Sunday or was it? Yeah, the day rolls around. I pull up. People come in the gym. I come in the gym. They're like, Bree, and she's already in there. She got there before me. And so the rule is, like, the first 10 there are the first 10 to play. So I was like 12th there, so I had to get the next game down. So to me, that was an advantage because I did get to watch her play a little bit to see what they was talking about. But in my head, I'm like, this is the first female that most of these guys have seen me play against since I was in high school, since I was in college. It's been like 10 years. So I was like, yeah, I got to lock in. But I wasn't worried, though, because I play my best when so many people doubt me. Man, I got it on video. I had to have shot like 80%, 90% from the field. Every shot I took, I made. I was not playing around. It's just something about being doubted. It's just something about it. One of my friends was like, yo, did you see the chat? Did you see the chat? I was like, what chat? They were saying that she's going to beat you and she's going to be better than you. And I was like, oh, for real? And I'm just lacing my shoes up, just quiet. Like, it's something about it. It's something about it. So if I'm the Minnesota Lynx and I'm seeing that the house is betting against me because our best player went down, I'm feeling the type of way. And I'm about to show up and show out. Let's see. Minnesota leads the league in 3-point field goals made per game, while Seattle allows the second fewest opponent 3-point field goal to attempt per game. Now, Alicia on the Mystics is sitting out. I'm curious to see here if Brittany Sykes is also going to sit out, maybe due to trades not yet clearing or whatever other purposes. It could have been a system organization preference, and we actually might see Brittany Sykes suit up, but it happened like 2 hours ago, so probably not. As Brittany is on the East Coast, she probably working on moving her apartment or her house, wherever she live. So she probably won't play tonight. But let's see. The last time these teams played each other, June 11th, the Seattle Storm beat them by 10. And again, June 11th, I think Nafisa was out. I don't think Nafisa played the last time they played together. And then the month before that, Nafisa was playing, and the Minnesota Lynx beat them only by a little bit. And then the year before that, it seems like the Seattle, it's like they just be trading wins back and forth. My mom's calling me. Hold on. Okay. So let us look real quick and see projected. Oh, she's double calling me. Something must be wrong. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Quick intermission.
Hey, Bree.
Hey, Ma, what's up?
Alright, so I'm watching TV, and I forget what I was watching. That doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm watching TV, and a commercial comes on for Comcast, and I forgot this until the commercial came on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Comcast member. Comcast, I have Comcast, and I'm not going to stop having Comcast. Comcast is giving anybody that has internet and TV a free phone and free phone service for a year.
Oh, like a free cell phone?
Right. So you could get a free phone on my service. Use my Comcast and they'll give you a phone.
Oh, hold on, Ma. Let me see. All right. That's I'll think about it, because my phone's getting fixed. My phone is getting fixed right now. If they can't fix it, then maybe.
Oh.
But I'm also in the middle of my podcast, and you called me twice, so I thought something was wrong.
Oh, no. I just didn't know if I was doing it right to get you.
Oh, okay. All right, love you. Bye. Okay. My fault, y'all. Hold on. My bad. Someone said mute it. Look, I didn't even know how to mute. I didn't care either. I really didn't care. But at the same time, I didn't care because of what she was talking about. But she had me nervous for a second. My mom never double calls me. She'll just call me and text me and it's good. But she called me twice back to back. I was a little nervous. She's older. She's getting older. So. Okay. Let me log back in. Man. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Minnesota Lynx, Seattle Storm. Like, come on, man. Come on. Stop with the disrespect. So we got Jessica Shepard, Bridget Carlton, Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, and Courtney Williams. So it looks like they're bringing Jessica off the bench, who averages 6.8 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. That's solid. It's not bad. Obviously, it's not Nafisa, but, Oh, hold on. You see down here? Brittany says, game time decision. Could we see a Brittany Sykes debut? Ezzy. So then for Seattle Storm, you got Ezzy, Nneka, Gabby, Skylar, and then Erica Wheeler. Possibly. There's no way they're gonna start Brittany. There's just no way. But she might see the court tonight. It's a possibility. And what better time than to see how she's gonna do it against the Minnesota Lynx? I don't know what the Seattle Storm schedule look like coming up here, but I am curious to see how the integration of that is gonna be, and if they really will bring Erica or Gabby off the bench. Now, looking because Gabby's a forward, then it's like, all right, they might just bring Erica off the bench. She's the lowest hanging fruit here. If I was Erica Wheeler, though, I'm going hard at Brittany at practice. You ain't finna just take my spot like that. I don't care if you was an all-star or not. You're not finna take my spot like that. That's how I feel. I mean, if you look at the averages, Sky's average is 17, Gabby's 13, Nneka's 16, Erica's 11, and then you got 8, and then you look at their averages, and you almost want to be like, Man. But that's another thing about Minnesota. They don't have that much depth. Let me look at their, Let me look real quick. Now I want to look at the Minnesota's last 5 games. See what they talking. Okay, someone said you gotta reevaluate your friends. Yeah, I'm not in that group chat no more, so there's that. Hit the mute button. Thanks, bro. My bad. That was a rookie mistake. Then I got Green Ghost Official say, "Yeah, what's good, bro?" And then Matthew W said, "Green eggs and ham." Hello. Okay, the Lynx last 5. Obviously, we talked about that yesterday, how Atlanta got their get back. But they blew out the Las Vegas Aces by 60 points. Oh, my God. $111 points is insane. 32 assists, 12 steals. They shot 59% from the field, 63% from the field. Look at their 3-point percentage right now. They're shooting 44% as a team. I mean, it's one thing to read that they have the best field goal percentage in the league. It's another thing to see the number. They do foul a lot, though. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a lot. It's pretty steady. That's why I like them as a team. Like, you could just tell they got good coaching. But here's the thing. Let's look at their last 10 games real quick. Because this is when we start to see trends emerge. Now, obviously, they had Nafisa. They'll have a low scoring game. That's their problem, is their scoring. So, like, when I'm talking about, like, their losses. Look how many assists they get per game, though. It's crazy. Who leads in their assists? Let me see real quick. We got, well, Courtney, duh. 2.3, 2.7, 2.8, 3.2, 6. I just, man. Let's see what y'all saying. MVP. The Lynx are bored and ready for the playoffs, so they will tap themselves into some losses every now and then. So who y'all got tonight? You got the Storm or y'all got the Lynx? On paper, anybody would just go with the Storm. But because I know that the system, man, the Minnesota system is undeniable. And if we're looking at matchups, it's definitely going to be... And actually, the Storm are low-key, like, for front court-wise, are really big. Because what is Jessica Shepard going to do? And I guess Alana Smith is going to have to guard maybe Ezzy. Or Jessica's going to guard Ezzy. And then Alana's going to guard Nneka. But what I would do with Nneka is... she just came off a 37-point game. What is Alana gonna do? Oh no! I'm looking at these matches like, hold on. Then you got Bridget Carlton. Who's Bridget gonna guard? Because they're gonna definitely put Kayla and Gabby. I guess Bridget's gonna have to guard Gabby. Because Alana's gonna be busy with Nneka. Oh my god, I'm concerned. Now I'm really starting to get a little concerned. What, Kayla gonna guard Skylar and then Courtney gonna guard Erica? Or Courtney gonna guard Skylar and Kayla gonna get Erica? You being a hooper and just started watching the W in June, you must watch a lot of men's hoop. I watch a lot of men's basketball. A lot. I'm not gonna lie, like, I was kind of bored with the WNBA last year and the year before it. Like, I would not really watch it that much, to be honest. And it has nothing to do with like gender or anything. It's just about basketball. If a game is boring, a game is boring. I'm sorry. But this year I've been tapping in and like I said, I purchased the league pass. I've been locked in. I had a little sabbatical to serve the community. But now that I'm back. And we got until September. Until them playoffs. And then once October come and the NBA regular season, they already hit me up about NBA fantasy. Talking about, because I was a commissioner last year. I was in 4 leagues last year. I finished first in the regular season, 3 out of 4 of those leagues, and I won 1 of the championships. So, there's that. But I be locked in. And like I said, next year I'm going to be doing women's fantasy basketball. I originally made this channel to talk fantasy basketball. So, and then I just stumbled on the WNBA and I was like, actually, why am I not watching this? So I've been watching it and I've loved watching these women play. I think they're expanding and it's a perfect time now than ever to hop on. All right, I'm looking at this, and just for matchup purposes, the Storm might get this. But I don't want to sleep on what Elena and Bridget could end up bringing to the table. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to have to rely on that. Let's look at their bench real quick. Let's look at the last time they played each other and look at that box score. It was a month ago, and it was out without Nafisha. And did we just look at this? Or am I tripping? Yeah, we did. I just looked at this. I'm gonna look at it one more time. Oh, Nafisha did play. Oh, okay. She forced a lot of shots. I wouldn't say forced, but 23 seems like, I can't imagine they just like left her open like that. Part of me wants to rewatch the game back. 7:06. All right. I'm going to go with the Storm. I'm going to go with the Storm winning. Hate to say it. I really do hate to say it, but I'm going to go with the Storm. Now, I would be pleasantly surprised if the Lynx came out and beat them. Let's look at this first quarter, 7 minutes and 24 seconds. So they 3 minutes in to just over 2.5 minutes in to this first quarter. You got New York Liberty with 6 and the Dallas Wings with 4. Let's see who has those 6 and who has the 4. We got Leonie, who's 1 for 1. And she went to the free throw line twice. And then we got Emma, 0 for 1. Oh, John Quell, 1 for 1. 2 points and 2 rebounds already. And then Sabrina hasn't taken any shots, but has got a call to rebound. Probably off the defensive rebound. Yep, in a transition. Okay. And then Natasha, 1 assist, 1 turnover. Come on, Natasha. Come on. Don't stop till you get it on. Come on. And then for the Dallas Wings, Enrique, of course, already took 2 shots in 2.5 minutes. Because that's what Enrique's going to do. Paige hasn't taken a single shot, but has 1 assist and 1 foul. Luis has taken 3 shots. Shorty. But they did end up starting JJ Quinierly. And they did end up going small. And we'll see as we go what Lee looks like off the bench. And Diamond Miller for a shooter. Okay, let me see. Sabrina gotta be in MVP talks. Yeah. I would say yes and no. Because after she had that little injury with her neck or whatever, she kind of came back like really cold. Now, she did win the 3-point contest, but that's different than actually playing in the game. But her numbers these past 5 games have been ridiculous. Her shooting percentages are sick. But and the fact that her team is the number 1 in the East Coast says a lot too. So I mean, if we were talking about MVP candidates, she probably is one of them. But it's gonna take them winning the championship, I feel like, for her to get anywhere near it. If that makes sense. Because in my opinion, Stewie's better than... I take Stewie over Sabrina. I'm sorry. I feel like the team without Stewie... Well, I said this too when they did Team Nafisa and Team Caitlin. And we were talking about who's going to get drafted first. I was like... Nafisa going to pick Stewie first. If it was me, I'm picking Stewie first. I said that. And what happened? She picked Stewie first. Run it back. Go back to that stream and watch what I said. She pretty much built a team that I would have built. Nafisa's team was so tough. And then we only got 1 game tomorrow. And that's going to be the Aces versus Valkyrie, which is a huge game because look at how both of them are sitting right now. Golden State and we'll go back to the standings really quickly. Golden State is at that potential where they could drop down and get their playoff spot taken. And also, same thing for the Aces. As bad as they've been playing, getting blown out by 60-something points is embarrassing. No matter who gets blown out by 60, it's embarrassing. But yep, that's it. Now we see it's 8-13, 13-8. Liberty's up. Looks like Dallas Wings are getting off to a slow start, and I'm assuming it's because Enrique's back. And when Enrique is playing, Enrique think it's Enrique show. Get Enrique out of the Dallas Wings, please, for the sake of the team. Get her out of there. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Chat pretty quiet tonight, pretty chill. Where are you from, and what's the highest level you balled? I'm from Baltimore and college. I've practiced with a D-League team, but very briefly. Wasn't that serious. All right, y'all. This was fun. Slow start, but, it comes with the territory. Not every single thing's going to hit, always be great. Doing the best I can. Again, if you want to support me, I am investing into a new setup because this 8 gigabytes of RAM is not going to cut it. So if you want to support me, go to the ko-fi.com /bullnoseball. And then also check out the Discord. There's free channels that I have set up. And then there's also tier membership level channels, which you can purchase on Ko-Fi for like a monthly cost to get into those channels. And I'll talk more about that as I work on like just developing it and making it better. It's just all this. I'm good with technology. And I don't have a team. It's just me. And honestly, I don't want to get all flashy and do all this fancy stuff. I just want to talk about basketball. So I appreciate the support from day one, and I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in and coming back. I really love the chatting with you. And tomorrow we'll be back to talk more ball. And remember, if you know bull, you know ball. All right, y'all. Take care.